Hi, my lovelies. You're welcome yet again to another daily show. It's the season 4, episode 3, and I'm excited to be here today. Of course, it's still your girl, Love Umba. Yesterday was amazing, but today is even better. Guys, before I go on with the recap, I want you guys to remember our 17th December event. It's happening at St. Martin's Lane Hotel, London. I want you guys to get ready for it. I'm so excited. I'm so pumped up. It's going to be really exciting. Yesterday, we still talked about the show. Today, we have something even more interesting. This is for the students out there. I hope you're ready for what I have for you. I know you're a student. You're on a student visa. You're worried that what are you going to do? How do you, get by? Do you have to run away? Guys, you don't have to. I'm a student just like you. Well, I just finished officially, but I've been there. I've had those worries, but guess what? IANS came to my rescue. So I'm excited today, but I'm not doing it alone. I've got my co-hosts with me, who were also students just like me, and then IANS saved the day. So we've got Harry and Kurotimi. These guys are amazing personalities. Harry is a co-presenter just like me. We're the media gurus. And of course, we've got Kurotimi, who is a life coach. So I want you guys to meet them because we all have the same story. We were on a Tier 4 student visa, and our lives was just changed automatically by IANS. But before we begin, let's just cut to a very short commercial break. Today, you'll see a journey of Adekemi, an international student who got fast and exceptional support from one and only IANS. Let's meet Adekemi.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm ready to recommend IANS to anybody, a lot of my friends. I'm ready to recommend IANS. Like, trust me, they will work magic for you. In just 1 week of joining IANS, and like everything is just happening fast, like whoa. It's not up to 2 weeks. I joined IANS. I'm like, let me just give it a try. And like, I learned about IANS Pre-Friend. I paid for the webinar the Friday they had the senior carer role webinar, because I attended the skilled worker webinar on Monday. So I actually paid on Friday. A friend just came in and like, this is what is happening. I have this link. I've heard about them because she came from my country too. She's a registered nurse. And she was like, some of our colleagues came in through IANS that she's sure IANS will do something. That I should register for the webinar, that I shouldn't worry. If IANS tells you he will do it, he will do it. Just don't worry yourself. And I just enrolled for the webinar, and then don't forget, I have 7 weeks left now. And it's just like magic. Because I was like, let me just give it a trial. There's nothing, life is all about risk. And then in a couple of hours, and just called like, I was in interview, this, and then I have good news for you. The employer is impressed with your performance, and then they've offered you. I just like, the speed at which it works is really amazing. I've been trying to reach you. You have an interview this afternoon, like interview just like that. And everything is just amazing. It's still like a dream. Like, is this really happening? I've still not recovered from it. And then a couple of hours after interview, he calling me, congratulations, the employer is really impressed, and this, you've been offered. And I'm like, whoa. Is this for me? He said, I'm serious. Are you serious? I'm serious. Are you serious? I was just screaming. Swift response. It's been swift response. And talk more of having access to Ian himself. Like, I know he's a busy person, and then even to have a one-on-one, I was like, Ian said I should call in. Oh my God, something is happening. it's been really supportive. Really, really supportive. As in the team as a whole, Taya, Michael, they've been really supportive. I'm ready to recommend AN to anybody, a lot of my friends. I'm ready to recommend AN. Like, trust me, they will work magic for you.
Hi, can you guys hear me? Harry, wrote to me. How are you?
Yep, yep, yep.
Hi, love. Hi, Kurtumi, and hello to everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you who are streaming in from every part of the world. I know it's probably late in a lot of countries as well. Some of you are probably commuting on the way watching this. Thank you for joining in. It's a pleasure to have all of you, and it's a joy to see the both of you, Love and Kurtumi. Awesome.
Yeah, it's always amazing standing right here, and then the camera is in front of you, and then you are talking to a lot of people across different nations, different background, different culture, and then different problems when it comes to migrating from one country to another. And in this situation, we're talking about migrating from any other country into the UK, and we are examples of the possibility of what IANS can do. So yeah, everyone that's joining us today, we have exciting details and information packaged for you for today. So sit back, and I'm sure that you will not regret the moment you're spending with us today. All right, back to you, Love.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kurotim. Today I'm just so excited because I'm not just saying this, I'm actually a living example of what ENs can do. So it's like, oh my God, am I here? How did I get here? You know, Ian's just changed my life. All I needed to do was just to attend the event. That was it. And when I came, I was like, okay, well, what is this about? When you're a bit skeptical, especially coming from a place, where I come from, lots of scam, you're like, okay, this is one of them. But as soon as I stepped in, it was magical. I knew that this was it. And that my sponsorship was just automatic. Where has that ever happened? This is just amazing. So I want to hear your story, Kurotimi. Just, bring us up to speed on how it happened for you as well.
All right. So, but I've been to UK before. I was a student here 2011, 2012, and then 2013 I went back to Nigeria. But that the first time I came, it was a lot of us. We were so many at the time in Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen. And some of us, we applied for jobs. Some of us got interviews. Some of us did not get any interview. Many times when you look at your visa and that you're a student, you have like 3-4 months left. Then a lot of them are not willing to even give you the opportunity for an interview. And so when I came this time around, I'd already set my mind to say, I am looking for the opportunity. If I can find any, I'm just going to take it as soon as I see it.
You grab
And
it.
yeah, so I was actually waiting to get through with my studies before I start chasing jobs. In fact, I was actually looking at, okay, when I graduate, I'm going to take the post study, and then within the post study period, that's when I'm going to look for the skilled worker visa, sponsorship. But along the line, a friend of mine introduced me to IANS, and so when he did that, at the time he was actually doing a work placement there with IANS. He had already joined the program. He was already going through the program. And so what I did was I just I looked at the website just a bit because he had told me so much about the program. So I thought, hey, so what does it take? He talked about the cost of the program and all of that. And at the time, I didn't really have money. My family just came into the UK. I had just barely about £400 at the time in my account. I'd moved from
What? Oh
a
my
shared
God.
apartment. Yeah, I'd moved from a shared apartment to a one-bedroom apartment. So the expense for me had gone up, because I wanted to bring my wife and my little daughter. They were already in the UK at that time. So I had just 400 bucks when I got that information. And so I used 300 bucks to pay for the Momentum Club, and then I
Yeah.
used $70 to pay for the webinar. It was crazy because I was left with £30, at the time. But I knew that when you are chasing your dream, money is usually not the limitation. It could appear to be,
Yeah.
but it's
Wait,
not.
I'm sorry to cut you short. But you
Yeah.
mean you had only £400 and you had the mind to actually cut it short? How did you how did you trust Ian so much?
Yeah, so so at the time I had just £400, right? And but what I knew about chasing your goal, chasing your dream is that it's not about the money. The first thing that comes to play when it's about dream, vision, goals, targets is your determination. How determined are you to chase what you want to chase? How determined are you to get that thing that you say you want to get? So I knew that if I am determined, the money will come. Any which way, I'm going to get the money. And so, yes, I was determined to do it. I paid the first £300, and then I paid the 69.99, which is about £70 for the webinar. I was left with £30, just £30. I was a
Oh my
student. I've got a
god.
family.
Oh
I
my
got a family, a
god.
wife, and a daughter. My wife had not started working; she just got in.
Yeah.
So
That
it
was
was
a
a
leap of faith.
courageous
Oh my
it
god.
was a courageous decision. And then, coming from where I came from, I've been scammed sometimes, right? And I didn't die. So I thought, well, £300, if it doesn't work, I'm not gonna die. And this is UK,
I like that.
right? Yeah, I can do like two or three casual jobs. I can put so much time and
Yeah.
recover it. But so that was my thinking at the time. The goal is the thing, the money is not. So that was how I got into the program. And funny enough, I joined the program I paid in June. I wanted to start in August,
Okay.
so that I just pay ahead. But I paid in June, and my wife's like, "Yeah, you've paid. You can start. The money will come. Don't worry." I was thinking about the money. I was thinking about, but my wife was like, "Don't worry about the money. You get it, right?"
Oh, you
That
have
you
an
always tell me,
amazing wife, by the way,
yeah,
because she's just
you know,
encouraging you.
she would tell me, "You always tell me these kind of things, and now you want to, So I had to do that, and then I joined the program. And it was just about 6 weeks after I joined the program, I got interview, I got sponsorship, and it was for another company, but um, I think it was in August, yeah, sometime in August, I got engaged with IANS, and then we talked and talked and talked. And then, there were some things he saw about me. He thought, hey, this guy will be good for me. So I'm going to take him and I'm going to give somebody else to the company. And so that's how I ended up being a member of the EN's team. So,
Oh
so
my
that's,
god.
that's the story.
I think we need to clap for her to me actually because wow, what a story and what a leap of faith. That is
Yeah.
so awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead with Harry though. Harry, I want to hear your story. What was yours? Was it a leap of faith just like Rotimi?
Wow, like I don't know if I can beat Kuratumi's story. I mean, it's a story of hardship and struggle. I mean, Kurutumi here was married with his kids. I was single when I came to study as a student. I was only 19 years old, and and it was a great time. And the entire world was open, and then you just thought you had all the time in the world. But it's the reality check that happens when you're closer to finishing your studies, and eventually that you have to find work, and that's the next passage, which is a work permit. And that's when reality hit me, that I didn't know where to look for. Who do I ask? Everyone I ask, they just tell me, "Oh, it's impossible. It's not." It's always discouragement. They always tell you, "It's not going to happen. It doesn't happen. You had to be really, really lucky." Well, my question is, well, there are all of these people from all parts of the world. How are they getting jobs? And I just keep going, and I keep knocking on doors, trying looking for answers. I just did not give up. I tried and I tried, and those were very tough times. I cannot tell you the times I was depressed. Kurutime puts on a really nice face, but he must have been through hell during those times. He's happy now because he's in UK thanks to Ian's. But but those times must have been so hard with the family. I can't even imagine. Me being single, I thought I had a hard time, but listen to your story, Mike. I mean,
You thought you
that
had
was
an
really tough.
issue, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was must have been so tough. And then this is how all this transpires because we know the limitations, right? Being a student, all of you, 20 hours a week, 40 hours during summer, and it's tough. And you'd have to work throughout. There's no rest. There's no time for leisure, hardly anything, and everything goes into every year making sure you pay your tuition fees and just
And the
making
tuition
sure that.
fees are not cheap at all for international students. It's very
Oh, you
expensive.
you said it right, and I think all three of us and all
Yeah.
of our viewers who are in the UK right now, I think it's even higher now, and it never goes down, is it? Love? I mean, it keeps going up. I don't know whether fees have ever come down as a student,
No, it
and
doesn't.
it doesn't exactly.
Yeah.
So all of these, I mean, see, all of us, and wherever you are, and I'm sure you all can relate to us, whatever part the country, wherever from the world, we have the same story, we have the same struggles, and this is the same. And the only difference is that all three of us chose to believe in IANS. Am I right, Love,
Yeah.
Kurtimi?
Yeah, exactly. Quite frankly, despite a lot of questions that we usually have. So funny enough, one of the questions that people have all over the world that are joining the EN program is, is it real? Is it a scam? Are you sure it's genuine? That's the predominant question, and it's the same across. Because we all have the same challenges, the same struggles, but in different dimension, in different environment as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like yours was, giving that leap of faith. It's correct to me your story. I don't think I can ever forget in this life because I know I have faith, but I really need to get to that, that step to get the level of faith you had. That is so awesome. So now I want to go back to Harry a little bit because, information reaching me states that Harry has some good news for us before we go on the show. Harry, what's going on?
Well, I mean, it looks like I'll be joining you guys very soon.
Oh
I
my God, a round of applause. That is awesome, Harry. So you'll be with us in London studio in, maybe a couple of days.
Yep, you know what? It's going to be so awesome. I'm going to be, working with you, Love, and Kuratimi, and we're going to
Oh,
do everything from London. It's a wonderful opportunity. My life has been turned around, and I got the good news just a few days back, and I'm just I'm lost for words to be honest. I mean, think about this, right? I,
yeah.
I came uh, to UK when I was 19 years old, 2001.
Wow. That's a long
We're
time.
2021, 20 years later, I'm 40 years old. Ian comes full circle, finds me,
Oh my God.
and gives me another chance. You know,
Oh my God. That is
uh,
so awesome. Like it took you about
uh,
20 years to get the dream, but you got it. Wow.
yeah, it's and Kuro, to me, you mentioned something, right? You got Ian's referred through to a friend, and it was the same for me. It's the same story, same struggle. Chandika,
Yeah.
he pushed me. He kept pushing me. Just trust me, trust Ian. You know, he'll make it happen. And I was skeptical. I was. I've had many people make me empty promises. You
Yeah.
know,
True.
there's one thing I really absolutely hate is when people make promises they can't keep.
They
You
It
can't
can't.
fulfill.
really,
Yeah. Just tell me how it is. True.
yeah, exactly.
And I
So I'm
think
I'm
that's a good thing
super.
about Ian though. Like he's more like a fatherly figure. You get he really wants to help. So he's just out
Yes,
there to put you through. This is the right step. You have to believe in yourself. You can do this. He just has a way of explaining things to you properly. That's why his webinars are one of the best. That's if not the best. You get because of the way he would explain things and break it down for you. The right way for you to understand. Even a layman can actually get where he's coming from. That's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah. Yeah. There is something that a lot of the people, the candidates or the prospective candidates, there's something they don't understand about the Ian brand.
Yeah.
It's not just a business. Even though it's a business, it's not just a business. The motivation is not about the money or the business, because the heart of Ian is about creating opportunities for people, right? So he struggled finding opportunities for himself and for his family, and so he wants to be able to create opportunities for people that are not able to create opportunities for themselves. So he wants to be that bridge between the dream and the reality. So that's what IANS is all about. It's not just that money, and no, the money is not the thing, because to be frank, if I'm going to try to come to the UK while I'm in my country, it's most probably going to cost me more than this. And the process, that's one of the things that trips me about the Ian process. It's a process. It shows you from the beginning, and it takes you through the process, and then it gets to you to get the job, and then Ian follows through with the processing of your visa until you arrive,
Yeah.
and you're handed over to the company, to your employer.
Yeah.
Unlike many other agents, the agents will employ you, bring you to the UK, and start looking for a job for you. But
Yeah.
Ian's not like
True.
that.
True.
They get you
And they just
connected
abandon you.
directly.
Whatever you want to do with yourself, that's your problem.
Yeah, exactly. Get you connected to the employer. You are interviewed. You are employed directly by the employer. So the business is about the heart of Ian's, creating opportunities for people to take advantage of. So that's the line about the company, just to create opportunities for people, and then for them to take advantage of those opportunities. Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
just want to
Yep.
know though, what you think, Rotimi, like what are the three reasons why most students are not getting a UK sponsor?
Okay, so the main reason is, in the UK, usually when you apply for a skilled worker sponsorship kind of job, they will require you to have experience, not just any experience, but an experience in that relevant field and in the UK, right? So most of the times it's rather impossible for a student to have that kind of experience. So you're schooling, right? And you cannot take up a professional full-time job. So you're not expected to even have that kind of experience. You usually take up a casual job or a part-time job somewhere, and then you're working just 20 hours a week, and sometimes you're not going to do up to 20 hours because you have a lot of academic work that's pressing
Who
you. So
has the
number
school
one
has
thing,
its own. True.
yes, exactly. So the number one thing is the experience that
Yeah.
you are required to get. And then number two is, there's a limitation with your visa. It affected a lot of people that I know.
Yeah.
So as a student, by the time you're graduating, you have like 3 months or 4 months ahead, in your visa. And when you apply, they tell you, they just give you an excuse that your visa, or they don't even tell you your visa sometimes, but it is anchored on your visa, right? Because your visa you don't have much time, so they're not ready. Most of the companies, they're not ready to sponsor you, especially someone that just graduated from the university without much experience. So these two especially are critical. And then number three is about, you don't really have you don't really have much information about how to even find companies that can sponsor, because not all companies can sponsor,
True.
right? It's some companies can sponsor, but how do you know the companies that can sponsor? Because you might be applying for a company and they don't have the sponsorship license. So these are three vital things that limit students from after graduation from getting a job as a skilled worker. But predominantly, it is the experience and the visa that they
Yeah, I
have.
think finding the companies as well, because there are some situations where you finally see a company that supposedly they are on the sponsor list, and then you try to reach out to them, and maybe a couple of hundreds, like I had, and no one is even responding to you, and you're like, but I saw you there, I have the
Yeah,
talent, and then it's
yeah,
like maybe you don't have 20 years experience. I mean, how old am I and how can I have 20 years experience as well?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like, how much of a magician do they expect you to really be? I mean, there were struggles because if I'm being honest, I probably applied, I'm not even exaggerating, yeah? Probably applied, once I was done with uni in September, to about 1,000 jobs at least.
Wow.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
that
yeah.
that is insane.
Because I was just believing in myself. I was like, I know there's an option of post-study, but then it doesn't count towards settlement.
Yeah.
Post-study is just 2 years of just sitting down. You still
Yeah.
get to pay for it as
Yeah.
well, and then,
Yeah.
get a job, but you still need to come back to maybe places like IANS to
Yeah.
still get a proper job that would, sponsor you with a skilled workers visa, which is the aim. So you can imagine getting it now instead of waiting that long. It's awesome.
Yeah, instead of wasting like 2 years, yeah.
Because when
And
a
and
study looks like an option, but IANS is the best. Because I remember when I was like, oh, well, maybe I don't have a choice. I just have to get stuck. But then I'm like, this is not settlement. You have to pay for this. But now with IANS, I just got it in a platter. I'm not paying any money. I'm doing a job I love. It's amazing. Harry, what do you think, though, about the
I,
whole,
I'm, t-
post-studying?
I mean, you both hit it right on the head. I mean, I'll just briefly touch upon that first point that you just mentioned, the lack of experience. Just think about this for 1 second. You're coming out of study, and they ask you for a year's worth of experience in a specific field. You can't even work full time. How am I supposed to show experience when I just come out of college? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's a road to nowhere. You're automatically disqualified for that. And like back in my days, and back in the days, we didn't have
You're
smartphones.
making yourself
Uh,
look so old now.
uh,
Back in your
Okay, I actually had to go to job banks, and I had to go. I actually passed a proficiency test for an interview. I went through that. I passed with flying colors. But when they interviewed me, and guess what? When they looked at my visa, his face complexion just changed. The reaction. That's a very good point, Korotimi just mentioned. The second point,
Yeah.
because the moment they say student visa, and they're like, I mean, this is going to be a laborious process, and then they're just like, you only got a few months left, and I'm like. Uh, why does that matter? I'm confused. I mean, I thought I passed the test. Uh, I've got, I'm just lost. When this happens again and again, first time, second time's the charm. I don't know. Third time, you just completely lose your marbles. I don't know what I'm doing at that point. It was tough. I mean, just talking about it makes me really. I don't want to talk about it, to be honest, but our viewers have to hear it, and you'll talk about this. It's so tough, this complexity. The employers just look at it and they'd rather give that job to someone in UK rather than to a student visa holder. The moment you look at that and just like, but this is where Ian's is different, and you said it, love. They've got the path. It's so clear, easy to understand. Just follow the steps. Just join the webinar. Come on the 17th of December you know, uh, 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 through the webinar via Zoom. If you can make it in person, that'll be fabulous. You're going to have an amazing show. And this story, this struggle that all of us are having, and I'm sure all of you will also be able to relate to. So please make it on the 7th of December. It's going to be transformative. It's going to be like nothing you've ever seen before. You'll have all the answers. Over to you guys.
17th December, please keep a date. St. Martin's Lane Hotel, London is going to be amazing. Ian is going to be there himself. Lots of solicitors. It's just going to be 3 hours of power packed. I'm trying to find a very sophisticated word. Give me a word, Kurotimi. I want to tell them how it's going to be.
I think you've already said power packed, so I think that's
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. It'll be fruitful for you. I'm sure if you attend the program. I'm asking you to attend the webinar. It's happening on the 17th of December. If you're in the UK, there's no need for you to join online. Come to London, right?
Yes.
Come to London. Be there in person. There's going to be plenty of employers right there that you will meet. But if you're not in UK or you don't want to come to London, you can join us, online via your Zoom. The date is on the 17th of December, 1 p.m. UK time, and we will see you there. And trust me,
Yeah.
you're going to receive information that you will be like, I've been in the UK for this while, I didn't know. So yeah.
Exactly.
It's like where has
Exactly.
been all my life.
Come on the 17th, be inspired. If you seek inspiration, come there. You will be a completely different person by the time you leave. It'll be transformative. If you seek, a meaning, if I know those of you who are watching in, you must have connected to our stories. Also, students who are currently on the student visas in the UK, and also people who are planning to come and start and everything. IANS is your answer. Wherever you are streaming and watching it right now, I know you can feel our stories, the connection. It's the same struggle, the same stories, and you will get the answers you need. And there's no better place uh, than now. And so IANS is there, and they will guide you. They will hold your hand, your family. Yeah, like you said,
Yeah,
love. IANS is a family more than anything else.
definitely. And the interesting thing is, you don't have to be a nurse, you don't have to be a doctor, because people just have this, misconception. Well, it's not really, because it was like that before. But you don't have to be a nurse or a doctor. We've got sound engineers, we've got media personalities like Harry and I are. We've also got a life coach like Rotimi is. So we've got different personalities. We want to help you. You just need to come out. Just come out. That's all you need to do. Come to our event. We will help you. That's a promise. You heard it from me. We will definitely help you. So just all you need to do is get yourself here if you can, or just attend the event online. And I promise you, you would have a beautiful testimony. I mean, just like myself, just like Kurotimi, and of course, just like Harry. Harry's coming. This is so exciting, guys. Okay, thank you so much, Harry and Kurotimi. It's been an amazing, experience sharing my story with you guys and realizing that, you guys have even better stories than I do. Guys, this is the much we can take for today. Thank you so much for coming live. Thank you for staying tuned. Told you guys
This was all ours.
power packed. Yeah, you've had beautiful stories, more interesting stories than myself. So what are you waiting for? You just need to trust IANS, and of course, it's going to be awesome. So today you've been hearing the voices from Kurotimi, who is a life coach, and of course Harry, who is a co-host as well, presenter extraordinary, and of course it's still your girl, Love Umba. Remember the event on 17th December. Do not miss it. Do not miss it. It's at St. Martin's Lane Hotel. Be there. It's here in London. We'll see you later.
Yeah. Bye.
So guys, a lot of you have been sending in comments and saying, oh, don't go yet. We still have a couple of things to tell you or to ask questions. Bring it on. I'm right here for you. Just bring in your comments and, I would answer it to the best of my ability. But do not forget, 17th December is the date. Save that date. Save it right now on your calendars. Save it because we need you to be there. So now what I'm just trying to do, I'm just trying to read out your comments. Trying to go where you guys say I should stay. So I'm here reading out your comments. Hi, Sandeep. Hello, how are you? Guys, you can send in your comments. Feel free. You can ask any questions, and I would answer it to the best of my ability. Remember, join Ian's Skilled Workers Hybrid event in London or Zoom on 17th December, 1 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Keep a date with us. Oh, Tebogo. Okay, sorry if I don't pronounce your name well. I'm really sorry. You're watching from Botswana. That's amazing. Where is Botswana close to though? I want to hear. You guys, bring in your comments, please. Ask any questions. Ask anything. Nothing is, a bad question. There's no good, there's no bad, please. Pere said, good evening, sir. Okay, I guess we were talking about Kurotimi. Or well, maybe I'm Sir. So okay, bring it on, guys. Bring it on. Christabel, how are you, Christabel? Where are you from? Hello. Yeah, Yeah, when there's a will, there's a way. Go correct me, inspire. Oh, that's so beautiful. Correct me, that's a fan of yours there. Also, for. I take it that you're Nigerian, yeah? Oh, we love correct. Yes, definitely. Yeah, he has a very inspiring story. He sure does. He does. We love him too, you know. Amazing story. Yeah, and you know the good thing about it, Pikili, I hope I pronounced it well. My bad, my apologies if I don't. The stories are real stories from people like you and I. You know, we didn't need to do anything special. What we needed to do, just like he wrote to me, was to trust IANS. It looked impossible. Yes, it looked like, how can this, ever happen? IANS just, made the dreams come true. Exactly, Sandy. Ian makes dreams come true. I mean, Ian has made my own dream come true. Rotimi's dreams. Harry's coming to the UK. You can imagine. Just, he left here 20 years ago, not having any hope, but we're bringing him back to the UK. How cool is that? Our office is 869 High Road. So it's in London, actually. Yeah, that's where our office is. 869 High Road. It's here in London. That's where our office is. So guys, thank you so much for your comments. Thank you. Oh, exciting, Anton. Yes, it is exciting, guys. Guys, I'm happy about this opportunity to be able to, read comments and communicate with you. But this isn't much we can take for today. Make sure you stay tuned, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Please always tune into our daily show. Of course, it's still your girl, Love.